Hi Pisces, how you doing? So this is your September reading. And you are the final one to be done, so thanks for your patience. This will be a general reading for the month of September for love, career. Usually what I do is I pull 4 or 5 just tarot cards just to kind of get an idea of what the energy for the month is going to be. And then I use some clarifying cards with the daily guidance angels from Doreen Virtue and the romance cards for those of you who are in a love relationship and you want to know a little bit more about what's going on there. And then today I'm going to use some Ascension angel cards that I bought that that's just the feeling today of what that'll wrap everything up. So let's see. I need some cards here for Pisces. There's 3. I need 2 more for Pisces. And there we go. And let's see what we got going here. So, gosh, this is looking a little dark, you guys. The 8 of Cups was reversed. So the 8 of Cups is, this is what it looks like. So 8 of Cups generally would mean that you're walking away from some material things. Because it's like everything is there, but it was in the reverse position. So you're still stuck in, I feel like it's like you're stuck in, the thing that's coming to me is some of you out there are getting behind on your house payments. It feels like foreclosure is coming. And it's coming, but you haven't made that decision yet of calling the bank or whatever, or maybe it's a car payment or something. It just feels like you're going to have to walk away from something material, and there's a lot of emotions about it, and you just haven't made the decision yet because that's what was in the reverse position. So that's what, I don't know who that's for, but that's what that felt like. 5 of Swords was the next one, and it was in the upright position. So it just looks kind of like you're standing there kind of at a crossroads. You have kind of given up the fight, and that does go along with the previous card. I remember being at that point in time where I tried and tried and tried to juggle my way out of bankruptcy. This is years ago. I had gotten myself so far into debt I couldn't even see straight. And, you know, everybody else is kind of moving forward and you're still standing there with your thoughts. And you're not moving forward. You're not moving backwards. You're just kind of stuck in one, basically in limbo in that one. So the moon usually is about a lot of illusion, and I feel like there's probably a lot of fear going on around this whole situation because you can't see your way out of it. And when you're going through it, it is a tough situation to go through it, and it's just a fear mentality that things are going to be really, really bad, and in the long run, I can truthfully say that my life is a lot better now because I released a lot of stress when I went through all of that. So if you are in a situation where you are in the process or about to lose your house or a vehicle, or you're having trouble paying some sort of bills, once you get through that, you do feel better, because worrying about your car being repossessed or whatever is a scary, scary situation, and you lose a lot of sleep over it. So that's what this whole feeling so far is telling me. And the Page of Cups is some immature, not moving forward emotions regarding something. And I may have to do a clarifier on that one because that one doesn't make sense to me at this point in time. Or maybe it is immature or just starting to think about ideas of once you get through this, once you get through the repossession or once you get through the foreclosure or whatever, you're starting to think about what the future will be like. Maybe that's what that's all about. And then the Six of Wands was, in the upright position, it's you're sitting on your horse and everybody's looking up at you. But it was in the reverse position. So to me, it just feels like everybody is coming at you, and it just, and that would be regarding lots of calls from banks wanting money and all of that. I mean, that's just like, that's the whole feeling I'm getting from this particular reading. I am also not getting any sort of romance stuff going on whatsoever. This is all to do with money situations, fear that's going on, and worrying about what's going to happen, where you're going to live, what are you going to drive. As somebody who has gone through all of that before, I've lost a house, I've been evicted, I've lost a car. This all happened right before the market tanked in 2008 and right after. And it was super stressful when I was going through it. But I can also tell you that I am so much happier now because I was living a life of trying to buy my way into happiness. And I have since learned that you cannot do that, as most people do eventually. Those of us who have to learn that lesson usually have to learn that lesson the hard way. So I am sorry that I am the bearer of bad news for that. That doesn't mean, and this may not resonate with everybody, because you may not be going through that. You may be financially secure. So this month, this reading isn't going to be for you. But next month, maybe it will. So this is just a particular group of people this is coming up for. And I know there's one particular person that is watching this. And I'm hoping, in a way, I'm hoping this isn't talking to you. And if you can find out your ascending sign, you might watch that. And if you don't know how to do that, let me know and I'll help you figure that out, because I am a Libra sun, ascending Capricorn, and I've started watching both Libras and Capricorns, and those two together really match what's going on with me. And sometimes one of them makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but usually the other one does. So if this one doesn't make sense for you right now, check with your ascending. And again, send me a message. I can tell you the link of how to go, as long as you know your birthplace, your birth date, and the time and everything. I was able to find that out, and it was very helpful because I found out that actually your ascending sign makes actually more difference than your sun sign does, because like I'm a Libra, and Libra is in one position or in one place for a whole 30 days, but the ascending sign was more directed to like the day you were born, because that's where the sun was at the time that you were born, which affects your life even more. So yeah, there you have it. Okay, so the next one I'm doing is the daily guidance from your angels. So for those of you that are going through some financial woes at the moment, let's see what your angels have to say that might give you some peace and comfort going through this. The one thing that I feel like I need to say about that whole thing is, the thing that stresses you out the most is when you're thinking 45, 60, 90 days in advance, And if you can pull yourself in to just worrying about one 24-hour period of time, that's going to relieve a lot of stress and anxiety for you. Plus, if you have any lavender oil or any serenity oil, I sell essential oils. And when I find myself being anxious about anything, I will usually put 4 or 5 drops of oil underneath my tongue, and it's kind of like using Xanax or something. I don't recommend this for any kind. Every oil that you use, I use doTERRA, and you can do that with the stuff that I use. So if you are super anxious these days, don't go to pharmaceuticals. Go to something more healthful, which is, in my opinion, essential oils. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Let's see what your guides and your angels have that could give you some peace of mind this month. So yeah, I know exactly where you guys are at right at the moment, because I have been there. And it sucks. I can truly, truly, truly say it sucks. Okay, so the first one says, time to go. The sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. Which reminds me, September is a completion of a cycle, which makes sense. If you are in a situation where finances have been tight, you're going to end that cycle and, move into something different, get a different car. So the cycle of having the bill collectors calling all the time and that stress and anxiety is almost over, and you're going to be moving into that next cycle. So that totally makes sense with September being an ending or an end of a completion. The second one says heart chakra. Love is the heart of the matter. Your heart is the center within your physical being, attuned most to love. It's safe for you to love and be loved with an open heart as we stand by with perfect protection and guidance. I would imagine right now, for a lot of you, there's a lot of guilt going on. You feel bad about yourself. You feel like you should have done something differently, and so you're beating yourself up. One of the whole reasons we come to Earth is to learn lessons. And so this was something that you lined up way before you came back in time. And I think the main thing you need to learn is love yourself and don't feel like you did anything wrong. This was strictly a lesson to be learned in your life. The next one says assertiveness. This situation can be healed gently with love as you've requested. Yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving your strength and guiding your words. What I feel like that is telling you is some of you are avoiding the phone. You are not taking the calls from the bill collectors. And if you would just be truthful with them and tell them what's going on, that's going to relieve a lot of stress for you right there. It's just having a conversation with them. Maybe they can work with you. Maybe they can't. But I can tell you, running from them and avoiding their calls only stresses you out more. So tell them the truth. Let them know what's going on. Let them help you. Perhaps they can help you, maybe they can let you skip a car payment or a house payment or something. I don't know. I know that was with a case with a car that I had an opportunity to skip one payment a year. And when things started getting really bad, that was helpful because I went from making 60 to 80,000 a year selling real estate, and then the market tanked and I was suddenly making 20. So things took a direct hit, after the market tank in 2008. Things changed a lot. So let's see what the Ascension cards have to say. That could be why the Ascension cards why I felt that I was going to do Ascension cards today is because this one really has absolutely nothing to do with romance, but more about spiritual growth and soul growth. And so Ascension goes right along with that, because that's why people ascend, is they grow. And so, okay, there's two that just popped out. Let's get one more. Okay, so let's see. Okay, overflow love. I'm going to read in the book this one just because I don't know what the meanings of these are at the moment, because I've just started using them. 67. Okay. Archangel Haniel, Haniel. I do not know who that is. Fill yourself up with love first, so you can then overflow love out far beyond. Your angels are flowing love energy all around you now. Open your heart and let love pour in. Let love cleanse your heart of past wounds, hurts, and negativity. Open your heart wide and let go. You are connected to an infinite supply of love from the divine. Visualize divine love pouring in from above and from the earth below. From above and below, divine love flows in. Divine love is surrounding you in an orb of light, which keeps getting stronger and brighter. The highest vibration of love is all around you, rising the vibration of love that you are able to experience, and filling you completely to overflowing. Now imagine love flowing out. The love in your presence continues to become brighter, stronger, more vivid, and yet you have plenty of love to send out. You are able to overflow love, sending the blessings of love outward to all, creating a vast ripple of blessings inspired by love, which returns to you multiplied. The whole time I was reading that, the first thing that I'm thinking is your vibrations are super low right now, which means that negativity from every which direction is probably bombarding you. It is now more important than ever to get your vibrations raised in order to keep you from bringing in more negative crap. This is also a good time to start working on some manifesting and doing absolutely everything you can to raise your vibrations. I cannot tell you how important it is when you get yourself in a cycle and a funk like that. It's just like more shit just keeps coming your way, because all you're thinking is bad stuff. And if you're thinking about the bad stuff that's coming in, it's just going to keep coming, because what you put your focus on brings more stuff. So that's why if you start working on like a manifesting journal, and I'm like, oh my God, I know how hard that is, because I can remember after I got kicked out of my apartment, and it was 2009, and I was living in somebody else's basement, and I hated it. It was the first time I had ever had to live with anybody else in my life. I lived on my own for 22 years until I couldn't afford to do it. Talk about not being happy. And I had a hard time finding anything whatsoever that was good about my situation. So when I started working on my gratitude journal, basically all I could come up with was, I'm breathing today, I'm able to walk, I have food in my stomach, and it was very general, basic things that I was grateful for, because there wasn't a whole lot else in my life that I was grateful for. So you start there. When you're at the bottom, you start with the one things that you can honestly say that you're grateful for. And that's kind of what helps you get out of that stuck position, is ask the universe for help and be amazed at what they will bring you. But you've got to ask them for help. You know, you can't sit there and wallow in your own pity and expect anything good to come out of it, because law of attraction, again, is just going to bring you more crap. So just listen to me. Honor how far you have come is the next one. And 44. So it says, take a moment to honor your path leading up to this point. Honor the lessons you have learned, the wisdom you have gained, and the readiness within you to continue onward. What did I say before? You brought this on yourself because you had lessons in this life that you needed to learn. This stuff doesn't come to you by accident. These negative things do not come to you on accident. You have planned them because the only way to learn these lessons is to have that crap kind of hit you in the face, where you have to make a change in order for things to improve. There's no way to make a better thing if you don't go through the bad stuff first. So that says, learn, look at what you have learned from the past and be grateful that you will never ever be through this situation again. Which reminds me of, I got a message from someone the other day, and she was really mad because she had not received some money that she should have received from some people that was supposed to have ordered from her. Yet she didn't make any effort to find out why. And I said, I'm sorry this happened to you, but I bet you never let it happen to you again. Same thing with this. I'm sorry this has happened to you, but I bet you never go through this again because you learned your lesson the hard way the first time. Sometimes some people take 2 or 3 times to learn their lessons. So honor how far you've come as you prepare to turn the page on what has been and begin again, stepping into uncharted territory and entirely new possibilities. Your future is empowered by your willingness to live your life with your heart open and follow the guidance of your heart, and to allow whatever is happening in your life to be okay. You have what it takes to complete your soul work, one day and one moment at a time. Do not get caught up in all the details of how to create the big picture or the overwhelming list of things you have to do, but rather continue to choose love and joy in the moment. Pull back. Quit thinking about 45 or 60 days or 80 days in advance, and worry about 24 hours at a time. That's the best that you can do. You are here to make a difference, one small step at a time, one moment at a time. Allow the energy of your higher self to align with your being now, to renew and re-inspire you to continue. Continue further on your journey through life at an accelerated pace now, to more fully embody the light of your higher self and authentic spirit than you have ever had before. And the last one says, cleanse and heal your energy. You have absorbed much harsh energy. Take a moment to de-cleanse and shield your energy now. If you're going through this, I would say you've been hit by some really super negative energy. Your thoughts are full of negative energy. You probably have surrounded yourself with people that have helped with that negative energy. That's why it's so important to protect what you think about. You've got to stay away from the people that are the naysayers and the ones that are complaining and bitching all the time. I don't watch the news. I don't want to know anything about what's going on. And I know a lot of people think that is crazy, but if I'm trying to keep my vibrations high, the last thing I'm going to do is watch the news. I am not going to watch 10 rapes just to find one good thing, 10 robberies to find one good thing. So, call me crazy, but that's a good place to start. Imagine a waterfall of light flowing around you to wash away all negativity, dense patterns of thought, or limiting beliefs. Next, allow a shield of light to be placed around your entire being. When shielding, we angels recommend you call upon the shield of light that will most serve. Notice the color of light that appears now. This light shield is multifold, serving to cleanse and elevate your vibration, to assist you in linking to the divine with the angelic realm, and to protect you from negativity in all forms. When invoked, your light shield will last for about 12 hours, sometimes less in dense or negative situations. So actually, if you can pull your energy back, it says your light shield will last 12 hours. I think that kind of has a lot to do with pulling back your thoughts of 45 60 days in advance and worrying about 24 hours at a time. That might be where your 12-hour energy shield comes in, is because you have kind of put that that shield around you, and you're not thinking about all the negativity that's coming down the road. When invoked, your light. Blah, blah. When you feel a dip in energy or a drop in vibration, work with the waterfall of light and to cleanse your being. Then reshield with divine light and the energy of love and joy. Your light shield allows the guidance of your angels to permeate, but blocks out all that is not love. Guidance, wisdom, and healing of your angels can pass through, but dense energy is repelled and released into the light of divine. I find it very interesting that the overall energy of the month is super negative, and then these ascension cards are kind of giving you an idea of what to do to get rid of some of that negative energy. So it matches right up with what it says. Love how the cards work. I'm going to do one more, the Work Your Light Oracles. I feel like you guys need all the help you can get this month. I hate saying this. This is the worst of the readings I've done. But you know what? Everybody can't be in a good place. And this is just proof of it. You know, some months are good and some months are not. So there's one. The first one says boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? That could be something, maybe you got into this situation because you didn't have good boundaries. Maybe your boundaries need to be on better ways to spend your money. Maybe you spent your money in a bad way, and that's how you got yourself into this situation. I know that was kind of mine, was I always thought I was going to have money, so I never was too worried about how I saved it. And, I could go on and on about how I got myself into trouble. But anyway, so the first one is boundaries, and let's get a couple more to see what this is. This is messages from perhaps your guides, from your higher self, family members. That sounds like a mom thing, doesn't it? That sounds like totally something your mom would be saying, is you should have better boundaries. I can just hear it. I told you not to do that. Like, God. They love to be the ones that remind you of, like, they tried to steer you in the right direction and you didn't want to listen. Or is that just my family that does that? Maybe everybody's not the same way. All right, I need two more cards here. And there they are, right in my lap. Okay, so the second one says, align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. So if you're going through this situation, I would imagine there's an ego death that's getting ready to happen because anytime you're going through this, you're one way before, and once you go through something like this, one, you get a whole new appreciation on your life, and you suffer greatly if you still have an ego intact, which this is kind of a funny story. I mean, it's funny, it's not funny, but I'm going to tell it anyway. After, I think it was 2000, maybe 12-ish, was when I got my car repossessed. I had an Impala, and it had gotten repossessed once. I scraped up the money and got it back, and it was in the process of getting ready to be repossessed the second time. And I had a friend that said that she had an old Honda that I could drive. Well, I just needed some wheels. That was the main thing to get back and forth. And so I ended up driving this 1988 Honda Civic that looked like it ought to be in a junkyard. And the tires were bald. The air conditioning didn't work. And half the time I couldn't get the driver's side door open. And I can remember pulling up, and it was also in March when I was driving this car. And it was a year when it was in the 90s in March. It was so stinking hot out. And here I am driving this piece of shit car. I mean, you have no ego when that kind of stuff is going on. I mean, talk about hitting rock bottom. And I remember going to a listing appointment, and I parked as far away from the house as I could so they wouldn't see it. And he ended up walking me halfway out to my car. I was so embarrassed for him to see what I was getting into. Oh my God. I'm like, I can laugh about that now. But when I was going through that and I was driving that thing, I was happy that I had wheels. But I mean to tell you what, I had gotten used to a certain lifestyle, and my lifestyle had hit the skids. And like I said, when that kind of crap happens, it's just like you just have to give it up because there is a damn thing you can do about it. Oh my God. It makes me laugh when I think about it now. The last card on this one is protection. Call back your power. Cut the cord. Soul retrieval. So I guess that just means is, you know, you kind of did lose your power along the way. If this is all going on for you, take your power back. Start doing some manifesting. Ask the universe for help. And make sure that you learn whatever lesson that you were supposed to learn in the process. And make sure this doesn't ever happen again. So this was a really long reading for you Pisces. Anyway, thanks for your time. If you're interested, subscribe, like, share the video, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Have a great day. Bye.